In today's Trade Saturday video, we're going to take a look at a Magic Assist folding knife from the Smith and Wesson SWAT line, the S.W.A.T. LB. That's what's coming up next right here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose, your home for information and gear reviews related to camping, survival, and general preparedness for regular folks. My name's Brian. Thanks for joining me. So the folks at Smith and Wesson S.W.A.T were kind enough to send me one of their SWAT LB SWAT large black folding knives. This knife is in the fine edge version. It's also available in serrated. And let me go get my specs. Okay, so first of all, as I mentioned, this is one of the Magic Assist knives, which I just really like that system from the folks at S.W.A.T. Basically, it has a little lever on the back that you can push down to get the blade started moving, or you can use the thumb studs. And just to show you, again, people said, no, it's not assisted, it's an automatic, and that is absolutely not technically correct, because one more time, an automatic knife, the blade is under tension and it is released by pressing a release, which opens the blade. In an assisted opening knife, there's a spring mechanism, some sort of mechanism that assists the blade in opening once you start the blade moving. It may be a subtle difference, but it is a difference. And the way you can tell that is because if you have a thumb stud and you move the thumb stud a little bit, push it and it opens, then that's going to be an assisted opening because you got it moving. A true switch blade like automatic knife, basically the blade is ready to open and there's something preventing it from opening, which you have to remove that prevention, remove the block by pushing a button or whatever, release it. Whereas you have to get the blade started first. And this little lever back here just gives you some leverage. Levers give leverage, right? And just push it a little bit and it starts the blade opening. I know it's a pretty gray area there. Functionally, it is about the same as an automatic to me, but it is technically an assisted opening. And it does have the thumb studs. I don't know if they do that for legality purpose or just in case you don't want to use this little lever. So there's that. But before I ramble too much more, let's just talk about the specs of this thing real quick, and we'll get to doing a little bit of that knife stuff. So first of all, this knife features a, get where you can see that good, it features a 3.7 inch or 9.5 centimeter, I'm not even going to say it this time, drop point blade of black 4034 stainless steel, which is a little different, and a 4.8 inch or 12.2 centimeter black aluminum handle with what they're calling track tech inserts, which is just a very it's almost like grip tape or the friction tape that you anyway, it's just really, it's grippy. I mean, it really is. And then with an overall open length of 8.5 inches or 21.7 centimeters, and it's a pretty beefy knife. It weighs 5.92 ounces or 167.8 grams. For those of you who prefer metric, we'll say it like that. As of the time of this video, this knife is about 31 bucks on Amazon. You get the serrated version, which has got some serration right here, for about 35 bucks on Amazon. What else? It has a safety lock on it so it doesn't spring open in your pocket. It is a tip down carry, which is not my favorite one, especially in this kind of a one-handed knife, but it is what it is. And the safety lock is pretty easy to use. It's just a little button right here, slides here, and it's red means dead, as they say in the firearms industry. And there you go. If you put the safety lock, and it's speaking of locks, it is a liner lock design. The liner lock engages, as you can see, pretty positively all the way over to the center of the blade, so pretty solid liner lock there. It's got a lanyard hole. You can see this thing's going to ride about a ½ inch up from your pocket because the top of the clip is here. And then the one thing I will say about this Magic Assist, some of these levers, they disappear into the handle when the blade is deployed fully. This one does not, and I would prefer that it did, because that just moves it out of the way. But really and truly, you know, it's a big enough handle for me. You can hold it here. If you really need choke up, you can hold it up here and your thumb kind of rides over it. But that's the one the one kind of complaint that I might have about this knife and some of the other Magic Assist knives is that little lever just definitely gets in your way. One thing I do like about the knife is just this open frame design. You know I like that. I've said it before. I let stuff get in there, but it also makes it really easier for stuff that's going to get in there anyway to get out. So there's that. It is a it's a hollow grind. Big surprise, right? But it seems like a pretty good edge. It's got a pretty even grind on it, and wow, I got to show you that, okay? Because look at there. Yep, this one is pretty sharp. So they got this one right on the edge, at least initially. So pretty good there. So, and I think that's all I need to show you as far as the specs go. Let's take you down to the old stump top and get to doing some of that knife stuff. And by the way, I'm really proud of myself. I've not been continually doing this while I'm talking. I'm trying to get better. Also, you may have noticed that the white whiskers are gone. Quick story about that before we get down, because you know there's going to be a little rambling, right? Quick story before we get down to the stump top. So I have had, over the last 2 or 3 years, a lot of people comment and tell me, you look like that dude on Breaking Bad. I mean, whatever his name is, Walter White is the character's name, I think. I don't really watch Brian something. I don't watch it, so I don't know. I don't watch much TV at all. But I was leaving the gym the day before yesterday. Maybe it was yesterday, and this lady was in front of me, and she turned around and said, "Do you know you look like that?" I said, "I know." And I think with the mustache only, it's even probably more so. I don't know, but that was not my goal. So anyway, and that has absolutely nothing to do with this knife. I don't know why I went rambling down that rabbit trail. So let's get you down to the old stump top and see if we can skin a rabbit or two. Not really, just some wood, okay? Okay, so here we are. Hopefully the mosquitoes will leave me alone. It's kind of cooled off here, so they're not too bad, but it's got the SWAT LB here. So I thought we'd just do a little bit of, maybe some different stuff here. So I got some seatbelt material. We'll try that real quick, because it could be something you might need to cut. And I'm going to try not to waste all of it, because, you know, it costs money, right? Just put it up here, though, and see how quick this thing cuts the seatbelt. I'm going to give it a little bit of this right here. Okay, cut just fine. No big surprise there. How about some cardboard? Let's just see. Here's actually probably the box it came in. I told you it is sharp. You saw it shave the hair off my arm, so pretty good there. Cuts cardboard, great. Okay, so got a piece of, I don't know what it is, poplar maybe. I'm sure it's going to do fine for some feather in here, but we're just going to give it a shot, because I like to do it. I mean, this thing's, man, it's got a great edge. Just carving some really, really fine little curls here. If you can see them or not, I'm going to try to, let me get you a little close up here. Look at those little curls there. Wow. Not bad at all, I would say. Not bad at all. Okay, so here I've got my fat wood that's been out here in the weather for, I don't know, about 2.5, 3 years. And I just got to do a little bit of fat wood cutting here, because I love me some fat wood. I should have fired up the old thermocell. The mosquitoes are still alive. Anyway, that's pretty good. So I had somebody comment on one of the videos recently about why I think I have to demonstrate striking a ferro rod with every knife. Why not just use a striker? And the answer is because I like it. So let's see if this one, but this does not have any kind of a sharp spine on it at all. Kind of bums me out a little bit. All I'm doing is messing up the pretty finish on this thing, but Alright, we're going to try it. We're going to get something going. Almost got her. That's why these people always tell me, had somebody else tell me, basically, I forget, call me an amateur or something because I don't pull it like that. Well, you know what? I don't like to do that. Doesn't work well for me. Doesn't work well at all for me. I get better control like this. I hate it if you don't like that. Not really. And every now and then I like my stuff around. Yep. Okay. Well, this thing does not have a good spine on it at all. So, because the Boy Scout motto is be prepared. There we go. The old clipper lighter. Okay, well, that was some quick knife stuff with the SWATLB. And I, again, I've had some people question, you know, why do I do the same thing over and over with every knife? This is obviously not a bushcraft knife. Not really designed for that. Why do that bushcraft camping type stuff? And honestly, it's just because I try to be consistent. So if you're watching, you can compare the performance of one blade to another based on the same test. Which for me is just, I'm a Boy Scout. I've been in the woods all my life. I'm just a regular guy. I'm not some sort of metallurgist or knife steel or expert or anything like that. I just I like using knives. Obviously, it cuts cardboard. It shaved my arm pretty well. Pretty good job on the blade there. It cut the seat belt really good. It's got a nice blade shape here. I like this drop point shape. Did really well on that. It did good on carving. Really nice, fine little curls. It did horribly at the using it for a ferro rod striker. This does not have a sharp spine. You could fix that with a file or something, but pretty much all I did was succeed is making it a little uglier. So pros and cons for me for this knife. First of all, I wish it were a tip up carry. I prefer that. It's just, I like to be able to pull it out of my pocket with a hand like this and open it. As it is now, you got to put it out like this and turn it around, right? If you reach down into your pocket like this. It's a little high for me, which gives you something to grab a hold of, but then you got to do something to get it into a deployable position. So if you were planning on using this for a some sort of self-defense type tool instrument, then you got to practice that so you can turn it around in your hand quicker. I prefer just to be able to pull it out like this. But really and truly, even any kind of folded knife, even if you pull it out like this, you still pretty much usually got to make some sort of a grip adjustment to open it. So it's not a deal breaker for me. I'll put it that way. I kind of like the safety switch, although, you know, for what I'm using it for, it's good to have it, because I'm just using it for cutting open boxes and cutting string or doing whatever, you know, cutting stuff I need to cut during the day. This little grip panels here on the side, these things are really very grippy. I mean, they're just like really, it slides up here really good, but it grips. It's kind of like the same grip tape you might put on the top of a slide so you could rack it against your body or against your pants or something on a pistol. I wish the little magic assist. I wish the magic assist button disappeared when you the lever, whatever you want to call it, when you push it down, and it doesn't. Not a deal breaker, but I wish it did. It would just kind of give you a nice, smooth, even surface to put your thumb on wherever you want to put it. I really like the magic assist. You know that. It just for me, that's a really slick little action. So it's a pretty heavy, full-size knife. So I think that's good if you're looking for something that's going to be really beefy and able to use it. I will say I didn't mention this, but that pocket clip is really flat. I do not feel it at all in my hand when I'm squeezing this thing, which is good. So anyway, a lot of people always ask me when I review a folding knife, why don't I check the balance on the balance orientation and rotation device back there? And that's just because, you know, it just doesn't make sense. It's just like abuse. All it's going to do is mess up the action. This thing has got a pivot right here, and that's going to be inherently the weak point in any folding knife. And for it to have that sudden shock of slamming point first into something, it's got to be bad for the pivot, and especially if it's not calibrated right and it hits kind of crooked or something, it can break that lock pretty easily, and that would be, in my opinion, considered gross abuse. Not just regular abuse, but gross abuse. So anyway, we're not going to test the balance on this one, but we'll save that for the fixed blades. So anyway, also another thing I really like about it is the open framework. I like that in a knife that you're going to use and going to carry in your pocket, because it's going to collect lint and dust and all that, and whether it's open or closed, and that just gives you a way to get it out. So, well, all that being said, 31 bucks or so for the plain edge, and 35 or so for the serrated edge on Amazon at the time of this video. If you're looking for a pretty good size folding knife, this got really grippy handles, pretty comfortable to use, and you don't need to strike a ferro rod with it. This might be a good choice for you. As always, thanks to the folks at Smith and Wesson and S.W.A.T for sending me this so I could show it to you. That's again the Smith and Wesson S.W.A.T S-W-A.T LB. Yeah, LB. Large black, I think that's what it stands for. And as always, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. I put out a brand new video every Friday and Saturday, and very often random videos throughout the week. There's another one right here. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please click down there in the corner and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Once again, my name's Brian. You're watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival's not an accident, so be prepared. I'll see you next time.